Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for listening. Let's just dive in before we really dive in with our headline roundup. This is Kawps The Podcast, by the way. I still don't know how to do these intros, but hello.
Kicks the door open. Anyway, welcome to fucking Cops. Anyway, this child cop molester. What the fuck?
Hey, you're getting ahead, Ashton. We're not there yet.
I didn't mean to scream into the mic. I hope you guys, but hello.
Yeah, whatever. Hello. So let's start. Cop in Long Island, New York, kills his wife before killing himself. R.I.P. Stephanie Crohan.
Cops in Dayton, Ohio, shoot a man who was running away.
Cops in Albuquerque, New Mexico, send a man to the hospital after a hit and run.
Cops in Tulsa accidentally run over a man with their car while arresting him after they stopped him for jaywalking.
Cops in Phoenix enter the wrong person's home, arrest a 66-year-old grandmother at gunpoint, strip search her 3 times, and then throw her in jail.
Freaky. Cop in Santa Rosa, Florida, suspended for assaulting an autistic teenager.
Cop in Chicago gives a man permanent eye damage after tasing him in the face.
Cop in Chicago pleads guilty to sexual assault.
Cop in Norway, Michigan, charged for sexual misconduct.
Cop in Texarkana, Texas, arrested for child sexual assault.
School cop in Hokingen, Massachusetts, convicted of child sexual assault.
Cop in Mobile, Alabama, charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl, violates his bond for the second time.
Cop in Houston arrested for Cop in Houston arrested in a child sex crime sting.
Cop in Milwaukee convicted of possession of child sex abuse material.
Cop in San Diego convicted of domestic assault.
School cop in Memphis is indicted for assaulting a woman during a traffic stop.
Cop in Columbus, Ohio, charged with sexual misconduct for having sex with vulnerable women and sex workers while on duty.
Cop in York County, Pennsylvania, ran illegal background checks on several women so he could DM them on Facebook.
Cop in L.A. charged with smuggling drugs into a juvenile detention hall.
Cop in Fresno charged with child endangerment.
Cop in Long Island is being investigated by the FAA for using his helicopter to disperse a high school party.
As ICE agents continue to raid migrant communities and kidnap innocent men, women, and children, police around the country respond with brute violence against protesters.
Yes.
Them headlines. Those are our headlines.
Goddamn, yeah.
I mean, the Long Island being investigated by the FAA. What the hell? What kind of project?
Yeah, they were at Jones Beach, right? And they were having a little senior skip day party get together, and this cop commandeers a helicopter.
Jesus Christ, this fucking
and just
maverick
flies super low to blow everything away and scare them. And it's like, bro, that's the level of militarization of the police we have right now, where it's like, I remember back in my day when they wanted to have us stop partying as teenagers, they would come knock on our door, we'd all run out and we would run away. Oh, cops, run. But now they're like, damn, what are we going to use our helicopter for?
Should we drone strike this high school party?
No, let's just fly. Let's just use the helicopter, guys. Yeah. Let's not get too crazy.
Niggas got the Batman technology flying over fucking kids.
Exactly.
Damn.
Speaking of, we are going to get into that.
The party. That's a story.
Well, I'll get there when we get there, but yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, if you've been living in America this last week, which is why we wanted to get right to it. Maybe I got a little bit too right to it.
Yeah, I don't know
how to fucking start this podcast.
Chill.
Sometimes.
We need a little zen.
Do we need to chill?
I think
is it time to chill right now?
I do think there is a layer of relax, my guy. Chill, bro. It is pressing, but breathe, my dude.
I reject that. I refuse to breathe.
We can come in. Hey, what's up? How's your Sunday? I hope you're doing well. We got some fucked up shit to share with you.
That's true. I mean, that is how we came into this room.
Yeah,
that's how we come in every week. Hey, how's it going?
They don't gotta be.
What's
Welcome
up,
to
Quincy?
America, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just starting a podcast. But okay, you were the one yelling.
That's my natural default.
Sure, I mean that's fair.
Sound.
But what are we talking about in this episode? Well, we'll be talking about the ICE raids, the protests in response, and the resulting violent police crackdown on said protesters. We'll also be talking about, we got an update on The Devil in the Ozarks, if you were paying attention a couple weeks ago. We'll be talking about a disgraced officer, Kim Potter, and her new gig now that she's out of jail. A cop leaving his gun at a Wendy's, and a cop pretending to be kidnapped. So we got a lot. We got a lot today.
Those are my favorite ones where the cops just make up a story. That's
Yeah.
always the good one. Because no one gets hurt.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. They just stretch the imagination, but we'll get there. On our Patreon, $5 a month. Please give us 5 stars. Help your boys out. We need
us out.
somebody to pay for thumbnails, dog. Help. Help.
Yeah.
Help your brothers out. But on the
Seriously.
Patreon, University of Michigan hiring private investigators to go undercover on campus and spy on Gaza protesters. Things are messed up. Shit's fucked up. They're spying
Yeah.
on their own students. We will get into it
It'll be a fun Patreon.
on the Patrizzle.
But we're starting. We are talking about ICE, the raids, the explosion in LA. But these raids have been going on all over the country, but the focus has really been on LA because of the clashes and, the Democratic leadership coming out being like, hey, Trump, why don't you get the heck out of here? We're sick of you. Meanwhile, it's their own LAPD that's beating the shit out of the protesters against ICE and has been collaborating with ICE for years now. This has been happening in New York, LA, all over the city. You could look up all the. Not only are they collaborating with ICE in a sort of like in a more discreet way, where you'll see them like providing support against people trying to intervene in these raids, but they're literally signing contracts all over the country.
ICE is literally, no bullshit, race soldiers. They're just like straight up race soldiers. That's their, like in the realm of police officers and I feel like they can defend cops. They're like, cops are here. They're cops. They're equal.
Yeah.
Everyone's crime is crime. Bad people are bad people.
It's like the evolution of a racist. Like that's the top. That's like Avenger level.
ICE is just like straight up, get these Mexicans out of our country. And it's like, oh, these are our literal deputized race soldiers. Like they don't go after.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a fucking.
So I was like, I'm not Mexican. I'm Bengali, and I was born here. And there's like, we don't give a fuck,
brother.
You think we give a
Brother,
fuck?
this is just an excuse.
Yeah.
All that shit is just all that other nonsense that you're yapping. That's just the excuse.
This mask I have over my face right now is to hide the massive smile I have on my face, because this is the happiest moment of the last 10 years of my sad life.
They're like, I'm telling you, 2050 is coming, and they are panicking.
The countdown.
The countdown.
The final countdown.
To the whites or minorities, and they are like, Stephen Miller. Anyway,
they're like, wait a minute, I hate minorities. I hate those people.
I can't be a minority.
So,
they're loud.
Yeah. So, we got a lot going on right now. We're gonna read just a little pieces, not little excerpts of a couple articles here to sort of guide our little discussion we're gonna have on this topic. So we're starting with the Washington Post. They put out this article June 11th. Titled, ICE Sets Quotas to Deliver on Immigration Crackdown on Employers. This kind of gives a little background on exactly why and how this is happening. The Trump administration has ramped up investigations of companies suspected of employing undocumented immigrants, directing officials to meet audit quotas for such reviews to accelerate deportation efforts. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement Division has ordered its 30 regional offices to meet quotas on inspections of employers' documentation of their workers' immigration status, according to 3 immigration lawyers and a former Department of Homeland Security government official familiar with the agency's operations. The number of notices of inspection, known as I-9 audits, has increased tenfold since January, 3 lawyers said. The inspections can be a precursor to workplace raids and have recently been used by the Trump administration as a method for detaining undocumented workers without judicial warrants, according to immigration advocates and lawyers. Often, undocumented workers never return to work after ICE agents serve an employer an inspection notice. So this is sort of what's happening behind the scenes to explain this massive spike in ICE activity, particularly them now targeting the workplace, which is a huge escalation of going after this because that was the beginning of all this. Which if you're if you're a reasonable person, you're able to see through the racist horseshit of Trump and all these right-wing people being like, oh, we're just going after criminals. And very soon it was like, well, these people aren't criminals. Yes, they are, but now that whole notion is out the window. I mean, we're going to Home Depot. Yeah. We're going to where people work. We're going to people are literally not criminals because we know they're working 14-hour days here and they wouldn't have time to do crimes if they wanted to.
Look at all these criminals frying up the fries and just like
building patios for people at reasonable prices that they wouldn't be able to get anywhere else.
Goddamn criminals coming over here and delivering my food in a timely manner. I fucking hate that.
I hate that shit. It makes me so mad.
Gets my blood boiling every time I see one of these criminals.
And they got these quotas. I mean, quotas should be banned, dude. Quotas should be banned across the board. Quotas should not ever involve like human beings. Like, a quota should just be like a quota of like amount of candy bars that a kid has to sell if they want to be included to the field trip to Schlitterbahn, but not any sort of person quota done by the U.S. government. That should not be allowed.
Yeah, it's just crazy. They're like you're saying that there is this many things that are out there. This amount of crime. You're putting quotas on crime. You're implying that there is this much crime happening, and if they don't find that much crime, well, you better find it.
Exactly.
It's literally like being like, well, we need you to catch 12 Hitlers a year. There's only one Hitler. Well, you got to go find 11 more Hitlers and bring them in. And it's like
that's actually a bad example because people we found a bunch of Hitlers. we just got on Spotify podcasts and
we just scrolled.
We found
there's like way more than 11.
I don't know if you've met comedians in Los Angeles.
Bad example. Yeah. Not a good metaphor. All right. Fair.
Let's keep going here. ICE has ramped up arrests broadly in an effort to follow through on a directive from White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller to make a minimum of 3,000 arrests a day. 3,000 a day. Those heightened efforts were on display last week in L.A. when ICE agents descended on a women's clothing manufacturer with a search warrant and also arrested day laborers at a Home Depot parking lot. The raid sparked protests that led President Trump to deploy the National Guard and U.S. Marines. The former DHS official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe private conversations about the quotas said the agents were being, quote, pushed for this weeks ago, but that the pressure to investigate workplaces has increased recently. Quotas may vary by region, the official added. As part of this effort, DHS has also recently reassigned more law enforcement agents from human trafficking and other transnational crime investigations to target U.S. employers, according to the former DHS official and two of the immigration attorneys. They're being pushed to basically work civil immigration and not to do any criminal work, the former DHS official said. So our government's like, dude, who cares about human trafficking, dude? We're still focused on human trafficking. No one cares about human trafficking, dude. We gotta focus on the man doing fencing work in his local neighborhoods.
Yeah, fucking Stephen Miller is like, have you seen him?
Of course I've seen him.
I don't know if people I feel like people should know. He's like the Hans Zimmer. I was gonna say
Hans Zimmer, the cinematographer, the scorer of some of our favorite
Heinrich
movie
Himmler.
moments.
What's that? That's his name.
I know, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
it's like the Heinrich.
The Nazi.
Yeah, not the.
Not every Hans is a Nazi, Ashton.
Not the.
Although I do think every Hans should be investigated.
Yeah, at least from birth.
Yeah.
I think they should be checked in on every 5 years.
Yeah, by some agency or whatever.
Renew their not Nazi license every. No, I'm still cool. Still good.
All right. We're keeping an eye on you. I know.
Just,
it's only fair. Was that a direct accent?
I don't even know if that was. I'm not quite certain. But yeah, no, dude, Stephen Miller, dog. He's like the reason why he makes me avid. Like we went on this anti-bullying whole thing for like a decade. You shouldn't bully, but like he's like a good reason to bully. Yeah, like that's what they become. A lot of them people become Stephen Miller. Now he has power. Now he has, and he's just like getting.
He was clearly bullied some. We know that, but not enough. If you're gonna bully someone like Steve Miller, you gotta get bully enough where he passes the threshold where he's going to get vengeance on the world.
Yeah, because this is some Mega Mind type shit. This is like some fucking.
That's the guy he looks like. He's got the Mega Mind.
Yeah, he's definitely
profile.
Yo, this dude, so it's just like, holy fuck, we have a real villain. That's the crazy. We have an actual super villain, but he's a dork, and it sucks. It's like, dude, you don't need a superhero to beat him. You just need like an average jock, and it's just this is jarring. But I'll let you keep.
It is. I mean, it's. I'll say this before we move on to the next article, like. In regards to this whole quota thing, like, obviously this is all happening under the Trump administration. This is what he campaigned on, but I feel a need to just bring up, like, the quota, the numbers that Trump is trying to hit. Like, you can't ignore the fact that the numbers under Biden and the numbers under Obama, Trump has not been able to hit. Like, it might have this. We might be living in a different world if we had an actual opposition to the Republicans instead of this fake opposition, which is what the Democrats are. The numbers under Biden in 2024 were record-setting of a decade, and so and he was deporting Haitians. We saw those images of him of Border Patrol on horses literally whipping black migrants, and liberals. Not to constantly shit on liberals. I apologize for doing that, but it's just silence. It's silence when the Democrats are doing it, and that silence is part of the reason we get led here. That we allow 4 years of this shit to go on, and then all of a sudden, things are worse than they were before. And it's actually not that all of a sudden. You know, when Biden does it, it's a meme. Kamala, the do not come, that hilarious meme, do not come. Do not come. You know why she was saying that? She was saying that in Guatemala to Guatemalan migrants. That's what do not come comes from. She was literally in Guatemala telling them not to come, which is just psycho. Just, can you imagine, like, if someone invites you to your house and you're like, hey, this is a beautiful home. Thanks for having me by. You can't come to my house, by the way. You're not allowed. Do not come. That's where that shit came from. So I wish that we could sort of all collectively a little bit awaken and not be on vacation every 4 years when a Democrat is in charge, and then once the Republicans are in charge, be like so mind blown and dumbfounded as to what is happening.
Yeah, they get to carry all the Republicans get to be you know how it's like, oh, Democrats are cool, Dad. Mom has to be the fuck them. I'm the one who has to, like, you know, deport all the migrants. I gotta be like, they're like the not fun mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the two are married together, which is why I think that's a great analogy. They are fucking and having children together.
Yes.
That's what people need to realize.
But also, don't stop deporting fucking employees, like workers, dude. Like, and if they're going to deport anybody in LA, there's so many influencers out there. You could just boot out.
Yeah, dude. Deport Bobby Lee, dude.
Bro.
That guy's close enough to Mexican. We could get rid of him probably. No offense to Bob, whatever, but come on.
You're not gonna. Yeah, I promise you. It's funny because it's like if you're deporting all these workers, and then 2 days later, all you see is like these farmers like, we don't have any corn anymore because all the workers are gone. I promise you, deport influencers, you're not gonna see a single farmer like, you got to bring them back. America is falling apart. No one's gonna give a fuck. We're not gonna crumble if we run out of get ready with me videos. So.
Yeah.
But should we move on?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Okay, is that my turn?
Yep.
Oh, guys, I'm so on top of it. Well, gang, Ashton story. Oh my God. No, June 5th, we're coming at The Intercept, from The Intercept. ICE official reveals miserable conditions for U.S. immigrants at Djibouti prison. Fun name, horrible story. Let's get into it. Top immigration and customs enforcement officials on Thursday. Wait, is that ICE full name?
What?
A top immigration and customs enforcement official. Okay, sorry.
A top ICE official.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm saying top immigration. I get it. I just didn't realize I was saying ICE's full name.
Yeah.
I felt like the mom. Immigration and customs enforcement.
Yes.
If you don't, sorry.
Yes, because you're mad at them right now.
I am mad at them right now.
So you're saying their middle name.
I said immigration and customs enforcement officials. If you don't get downstairs right now.
If you don't stop doing fascism right now. If you don't stop doing the Third Reich immediately.
If you don't put down that immigrant, I'm gonna. No, all right. A top immigration and customs enforcement official on Thursday detailed appalling and unsafe conditions faced by a group of deportees and the government officials guarding them at the U.S. military base in the Horn of African nation of Djibouti. Melissa Harper, the number 2 official at ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations, bemoaned a lack of adequate security equipment at the U.S. base Camp Lemonnier. In a sworn court declaration, she described illness among the detainees and government agents, inadequate medical care, and a 100-degree outdoor temperature. She detailed risk of malaria, exposure to smoke from nearby burn pits, and potential attacks from militants in Yemen. And even worse, they were forced to listen to nothing but Afro beats for 6 days. It's not they don't like it. It's just, play some like Cardi B. All right, I'll get back. The aliens are currently being held in a conference room in converted Conex shipping container. Let me reread that again. The aliens, which
and this is quoting, obviously, the fact.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
This is a quote from an ICE lady. The aliens.
That was not me.
And this is her trying to be sympathetic to them.
Yeah.
The poor aliens.
the monsters.
The poor monsters. They're hot. They're sweating.
Yeah, what the fuck is aliens, Mom?
Do you know aliens sweat just as we do? It's gross, and they're doing that.
The not humans are currently being held in a conference room in converted Conex shipping container on the U.S. naval base in Camp Lemonnier. They are currently, I'm rereading this, being held in a conference room in a converted Conex shipping. They're in a shipping container. Mm-hmm. They are being held in a shipping container. It was a lot of words to get to shipping container, but that's where they are. That's in Djibouti in 100-degree weather. This is in the middle of a Yemenis militant.
Well, I mean, look, that she can shut the fuck up about the Yemen shit because I'll say
get him, Jaffer. Get her ass, Jaffer.
Oh, here Jaffer goes again. You can shut the fuck up about the Yemen shit. Because let's go back. Why do we have a base in Djibouti in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, we could go back to going back on a topic we were just talking about, a Democratic president. Obama, thanks Obama, for this military base in Djibouti. Why? So we could bomb Yemen and bomb Somalia. That is the whole reason of this military base existing in the first place. Thanks Obama. And now it is being used to house migrants we are trying to deport. And this is something we've done throughout. Clinton used to. There was a time he housed Haitian migrants in Guantanamo Bay, and taking our military bases that / CIA black sites, and eventually using them on migrants is a running theme in America. We're seeing it again right here. So yeah, she's like, oh my God, are the Yemenis gonna bomb us? Yeah, they might, bitch. They fucking might bomb y'all. That's a
and
reality.
Then they'll post about it on Twitter because they have a crazy Twitter page.
Yeah.
The Yemenis military Twitter page. Have you seen?
I mean, honestly, they're not gonna bomb Djibouti. I mean, they're out here fighting the good fight against Israel. So shout out to my boys in the Houthi. All right, I gotta ask Andrew to remove that part.
Where you side with Hamas? Yeah, well.
Yeah, just kidding, y'all.
Just kidding. Where was I? The aliens are currently being held. The aliens are currently being held in a conference room in a converted Konex shipping container on the U.S. Naval Base in Camp Lemonnier, said Harper in a sworn declaration in federal court in Massachusetts. This has been identified as the only viable place to house the aliens, apparently, a shipping container. We have a giant planet, and the only place we got the shipping container in Djibouti next to this war.
Yeah.
What?
And she's complaining about it. She's like, guys, please give us another place besides this shipping container.
8 detainees from Cuba, Laos, Mexico, Myanmar, South Sudan, and Vietnam who had been convicted of serious crimes in the U.S. were flown to the military base last month after the Trump administration attempted to expel them to South Sudan. A judge blocked that expulsion, telling the administration they cannot send the men to war-stricken country before they are given an opportunity to contest their deportation. Now imprisoned in Djibouti, the men are currently supervised by 11 ICE personnel with 2 other ICE employees serving as a medical staff. Those officials, Harper said in court, do not have the capacity to maintain constant surveillance, custody, and care of the detainees. Trina Realmuto, a lawyer for the immigrants in the case, told The Intercept that the government brought this situation upon itself. The judge gave the government a choice as to how to remedy the government's violation of the court's order, either return them and comply with the order in the United States or comply with the order overseas, she said. The government opted to comply overseas after telling the court that they had the ability to do so. This is a situation the government both created and can remedy if it so chooses. Okay, so yeah, can we enforce any? I'm really learning that, there's no enforcement. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? It makes your checks and balances start making real less sense when you see like, all right, well, you're trying to check them, but you don't got no power. What you gonna do?
It's like gender. It's a construct. Well, it's like the UN. It's a construct.
Do you arrest them? So you have so that whole thing was fake. It's feeling like
and just the idea that he wanted to send them to South Sudan is so cruel and psycho and like Joker-like behavior. Like I'm gonna send you to South Sudan right now. Ha 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 ha. Damn. Is insane.
I have no idea what's going on in South Sudan. Is it what?
It's a civil war going on right now.
Shit. Damn. I mean, I'm at damn.
Yeah, the whole Sudanese humanitarian crisis going on right now. The RSF, they're slaughtering villages. It's, dude, this guy writes for the Daily Show.
I can't keep track with every fucking civil war, man. Damn.
There's not that many happening.
Let me watch an anime or two. Fuck, dog. Let me take a break.
All right. Well, now you know.
I know.
Now you know that if anyone offers for you to go to South Sudan, you could say no.
Okay.
Say I'd rather be in a shipping container in Djibouti. Because honestly, that is better than being in South Sudan right now. But yeah, I mean, the reason why I chose this article is it again is a window into a broader theme we have in our podcast, is like all the shit we see that the police are increasingly doing to us domestically with the surveillance, with the militarized forces and violence we have to deal with. It all is the last step in a process that begins on foreign ground, that begins when they use these things on foreign soil. And guess what? We allow it. Yeah. And when I say we, I mean I'm including liberal-minded people, quote-unquote liberal, the people who want to care about human rights, that don't want these things to happen domestically. Well, this is what happens when we allow them non-domestically first, under even Democratic presidents like Obama, who built this base to bomb Yemen and Somalia in the first place, and Democratic presidents like Biden that allow genocides to take place. You don't think that's going to have fucking domestic consequences? We're living through them indirectly right now as we speak.
Yeah, I feel like all of it, and they get our consent as soon as you label them, as soon as you agree that these other people are criminals or whatever easy ass label you can other them by and make them not even second class citizens, basically make them just like trash in your eyes. They can be thrown away. As soon as you do that for an entire group of people, you're opening up the door just psychologically to just replace that group. Once we're done with that group, we'll still have the infrastructure and tools to surveil people, use Palantir, whatever it's called, use AI to find people and track them. And we'll have all this surveillance state-ass technology, and now we'll just need a group to use them on. And next it'll be Antifa. Whatever group that they can just put a psychological playbook into your mind and be like, this is the bad group, this is the enemy of the week, the monster of the week. Let's get on them. And it's gonna only get closer and closer and closer to you until it's just like, I can only imagine, like, it's going to be used on the population. It's being used on the population.
And it's going to go much beyond surveillance. I mean, just in LA this past week, the Border Patrol admitted that it was using Predator drones. The Predator drones are the drones we use in Iraq and Yemen, the ones that have fucking missiles attached to them. Yeah. Those are the ones that were now flying over LA during these protests. And just thank God that, because the guy controlling it was like, all right, fire. I mean, sorry. Don't fire. It's just force of habit right over there. But yes, now we have a great vantage point.
Oh, but that's how they.
But you can fire if you wanted to. No one's going to.
But the people they give the weapons to are the people they know are going to click, and all those people who are going to click are fucking nuts. I can't imagine your intrusive thoughts. For one, every human being just has intrusive.
Dude, this is not an intrusive thought. This is an intrusive blueprint, an intrusive plan,
that's what
an intrusive
I'm saying.
execution.
It's intrusive, all that shit. But they expect me to think that they'll be nuanced and calm and like, but this is a rational, cold, calculating human who would never make any decision that sounds like, no, this nigga's has the same human brain that everybody else has and fucking is a psychopath. I don't trust none of these people. Yeah. But we
just
should
fucking finger on the button. He's fucking ready, dude.
I just remember when I was a kid, we would do. My dad worked for a construction company. They had we would do evictions. It would be the most fucked up thing in the world. Just they bring us out. We would have to just take people's stuff out of their houses, and they'd be crying, and cops would come, and the cops would just be like, I hope something happens. I hope something happens. And I just remember it would be always the darkest shit in the world. Like, we're evicting people, putting all this shit, and they're crying, they're going through the world, and they have to have a cop there during the eviction while you're doing the eviction, and the cop is just like, I hope they tweak out.
Yeah.
It's like, why would they not so I just see like maybe I'm colored by the past people I've met, but
sure.
Again, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean that is a great example of motherfuckers itching.
I just feel
that's
like, I just don't know a person who has I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough people. Maybe there are reasonable killers out there. Like, not this time.
There are. And look, last thing I'll say, besides just, I don't want to just bash liberals. It's my favorite thing to do. Am I going to deny that? No, I'm not. But like, as far as what is there to do in this situation, like I recommend everyone listen to this great interview Amy Goodman, Democracy Now! Did with a community organizer in LA who lives in an indigenous neighborhood. And one of the workplaces and communities that was targeted by these raids was an indigenous community. And he was talking about how in their neighborhood, they repelled ICE. And how did they do that? Well, they had community watches, but it was organized community patrols. And through that work of actual organization, they were able to repel ICE and save so many people that otherwise would have been kidnapped. But they did it through literally fighting back. And I think we are getting to that point where we're living in history right now. And if we want to fight back, It is possible, but it takes organization. And that was a great little glimmer of optimism that we saw in LA, where along with all the violence and brutality, we saw a success story. So
that's awesome.
I just wanted to add that last.
I hadn't
last
heard
little
of
glimmer of hope.
Yes, I didn't hear
amongst me shitting on the Democrats.
That is a thank you for that, because even I hadn't heard of any.
You're welcome. And we're not done with ICE, but this will be fun. So y'all might have seen the sheriff from Florida, Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey. He was the guy who did a press conference where he threatened to kill his citizens if they fuck with the cops. And he was quoted saying, "Throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies. We will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We are not going to play." So, I mean, that's a man who truly has the welfare of his people in mind.
Bro, you speaking like a fucking, like a drill rapper, or you fuck with one of mine.
Yeah.
You add that to a drill beat, and that's like, bow, bow, bow. You come for me like that. What the? Why are you telling your citizens that?
I came here to protect, to serve, and vengeance.
You spit on me. We're gonna. What happened to like? That's how you know, just like what, excessive force. Is that not a thing anymore? Is that like And he's just like.
And this is preemptive. No one's even done that yet. You're preemptively threatening.
I'm not playing,
people.
bro. I'm not. I'm a kid. Our body cams off already. We already going in. No battery in our body cams.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like.
If one of y'all doesn't bless me when I sneeze, it's fucking click clack.
It's like you
want
to talk about raising the temperature. You're intimidating. You're trying to intimidate protesters from the television.
Yeah.
You're trying to incite. You are literally.
Yeah. This is not how you de-escalate, bro.
Yeah,
threatening to kill people, protesters.
Yeah, that's crazy. How is it gonna be peaceful when you're like, it'll be peaceful, or it won't be.
De-escalate this. Click clack.
Yeah, that's damn.
But I was watching this guy and I was like, why does he look so familiar? I was like, I know he looks familiar. And then I finally got there. I'll just read. So this is, I'm reading from CBS. This article is like a year old now. So a man has filed a defamation lawsuit against a Florida sheriff. This is the same sheriff who posts weekly Wheel of Fugitive videos on social media, saying that he wasn't a fugitive when his name and image appeared several times in 2021 in the sheriff's posts inspired by the longtime TV game show Wheel of Fortune. Because of the sheriff's post, David Gay lost his job, suffered emotional distress, according to the lawsuit, seeking more than $50,000 in damages. The lawsuit was filed last week in state court at Brevard County along Florida's Space Coast. So this goes on to describe the lawsuit. I will say, spoiler alert, the lawsuit does get thrown out, even though this dude lost his job because he was on this Wheel of Fugitive game show when he was not a fugitive. He was sitting in jail, very much not a fugitive, very much jailed in jail, and then couldn't get another job because people thought he was a fucking fugitive. And of course, his case was thrown out because of qualified immunity. But let's just focus on what the fuck and this show still exists, by the way.
That's so crazy.
Wheel of Fugitive. So it's a play on Wheel of Fortune, I guess.
It's like it's literal Wheel of Misfortune. It's like fucked up.
Wheel of Fortune is you could win a fortune. You don't win a fugitive in this game. You don't
Wheel
get
of Fortune, you can win 5 to 10,000. On this one, you win 5 to 10. This is
exactly.
This is crazy. He's making like content out of these people.
He is, and it's like, okay, so you watch the videos, and he's there in his office, and they have an actual wheel. That's like pretty much the extent to like the production value. And then he spins the wheel, and you just watch it spin, like no music. You're just watching in silence.
We spent all our money on tanks, so there's no production value.
Yeah, and then it like gets to like a fugitive, and then like he says his name and like what his warrants are, and then he's like, "All right, y'all, thanks for watching Wheel of Fugitive." So it's like, what is it? It's like, okay, It's supposed to be some sort of a public service, I guess, but it's really a cop who just wants more attention.
Yeah.
He's already the sheriff. He wants more attention. And so he's doing some sort of a joke. It's supposed to be funny. It is disgusting. Like, let's be real. It's funny to us as of just like, wow, America is an absurd, fucked up place.
Clown show.
But to him, this is funny in like a real surface level way of like, look, we made a fun game show out of this shit.
Way we're turning everybody into. We're gonna just I guess put every criminals on blast. This dude, the dude who. He wasn't a criminal, or was
he was, but he wasn't a fugitive. Like he was in jail. The fugitive, real fugitives, like okay, these people are like, they're fugitives. They're not. They're like quote unquote. They're on the loose. They're out. We need to get them.
Yeah, I didn't sign any paperwork to be on your show. I might have given up my rights when I went to jail, but I didn't sign any paperwork to be on your fucking.
Exactly. I was processed. I'm in here. Yeah. I did not sign no waiver to be a member of this.
He's like, no, you gotta understand. See, the Scared Straight program. This is just a demo. I'm trying to do what Scared Straight program did and build. Get something on AMC, TMZ. If you've seen 48, first 48. Yeah. This is what I'm trying to do.
We're thinking of a 3-season arc here.
You could be a camera. I'm not promising nothing.
Yeah.
But you keep up this behavior. You become season regular.
Yeah. He said, hold on 1 second. I gotta go do a press conference real quick. We will kill all of you. By the way, I'm gonna kill you, motherfuckers. Hold on, wait on the deal yet. Don't sign the deal yet. All right. Anyways, you motherfuckers are dead. Dude, I hate all you. I'm gonna kill y'all. Spin the wheel. Let's everyone watch. No, we can't afford any music. Everyone, drum roll, please.
Now, this man's name is Sean Puffy Combs, a known music musician.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool, but it's like no. It's obviously just like whoever didn't make a court appearance and now has a warrant out on their arrest, and now this fucking psycho sheriff is doing a fucking daytime online show with your face on a wheel.
That's crazy.
And let me tell you this, Ashton. Okay, so I went and I watched the latest episode because again he's doing new episodes still. On literally the very most recent episode. He says, we got a special episode today because we got a celebrity guest. The celebrity guest they had was Adam Carolla. Now, a lot of y'all don't know who Adam Carolla is, and that's good.
The fall off is real.
Adam Carolla is an American stand-up comedian.
He used to be on The Man Show.
He was the original host of The Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel went on to be like a Democratic, like liberal shill.
Completely different.
But Adam Carolla went on to be a right-wing psychopath to the point where he's to promote his shows in Florida. He's riffing with Sheriff Ivy about local fugitives in the area.
Fucking funny. Damn, that's how you thought. I thought it could get worse than cruise ships. No,
it can't.
It can't get
worse.
No,
it can't.
Damn, Adam.
Wheel
Carolla.
of Fugitive is how low you can go.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God, that's so sad. That's fucking sad as fuck. But also, if they are booking,
they are booking. You get booked. You're actually on the way. Actually, isn't this you? No, that's not me. It kind of looks like you. Okay, this is part of the problem we have here, Sheriff Ivy. You're coming in with me.
Yeah, who's the booking agent? Actually, the sheriff.
Oh well, that's Sheriff Ivy.
Glad we could find the pun in that.
That was America this last week.
Word. All right, on to the next story. It's in Arkansas via CBS. It's actually an update to, this was week before last, right?
Yeah,
the week before last story, the Devil in the Ozarks story. If you remember, go watch our episodes 2 episodes ago. Mm-hmm. But a former police chief known as the Devil in the Ozarks was recaptured Friday, nearly 2 weeks after his escape from an Arkansas prison where he was serving a decades-long sentence for murder and rape. The Izard County Sheriff's Office said Grant Harden escaped on May 25th from the Calico Rock prison by donning an outfit designed to look like a law enforcement enforcement uniformed officials have said. If you remember in in that episode, dude just walked out. Dude just played it cool.
Yeah.
He's a cop.
He was Bugs Bunny in an Elmer Fudd outfit.
Truly, he just used his cop vibe, and it just that confidence and cop vibe, and it just got him through. He also had a costume. But in a statement Friday, Sheriff Brandon Long said Hardin was apprehended at about 3:45 p.m., just a short distance from the prison. Arkansas law enforcement officers and the U.S. Border Patrol located Hardin near Moccasin Creek in Izard County, roughly a mile and a half west of the prison, North Central Unit, the Arkansas Department of...
Mile and a half.
Dog.
Bro.
I'm glad. That's good. I'm glad because all the New Orleans prisoners was getting a lot of shit. But as you can see, everybody's.
Yeah.
You could have the cool ass name as the devil in the Ozarks and still be a fucking idiot, nigga. You should be in fucking Tulum right now. What are you doing? But tracking dogs were able to pick up a scent in the area. You know what? We shit on a lot of stuff. Shout out to old school methods. You didn't have to come in and put a
no drones.
a fucking a predator dog drone, just like a predator drone picking up a dog and it's sniffing in it. You didn't have to. You didn't have to
You didn't have to use a robot dog. A real dog.
I don't respect you at all. I don't respect you, but
we're fair on this.
I'll get at least
you use the dog to catch a murderer and a rapist to escape. Yeah,
that's all right. That's old school. You put in that old school. It reminds me, like in my mind, it was like real. Just like the detective who caught him wasn't wearing a uniform. He had like one of those southern hats on, just a button up like belly guy. He's chewing on tweed and he's just like, we'll find him.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's not using like the advanced state-of-the-art technology. He's just he's using old school grit.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, he's basically, what's his name? Jeff Bridges' character.
Was that True Bloods or some shit like that?
No, I'm thinking of, what was that movie? Doesn't fucking matter, dude. I could never nail a movie reference. My memory's not good enough for me to be making references.
I'm right with you, brother.
But
shout out. It feels nice to read about a dog being used for once and not a fucking.
But it is funny that he was a mile and a half away because this guy, Devil in the Ozarks. I mean, he's a former police chief who did like horrendous crimes in his community and escaped prison, making a makeshift costume. So like and reasonably so. I'm not shitting on the local reporting on this because they were like, well, he probably like got on this river and sailed away and he's probably miles away. He's probably in a different state by now. Of course, they thought that because of what this person's put them through. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he was just a mile away, just eating bugs, surviving, it's like, damn, dude. All right, I guess it is hard.
We're gonna take that Devil in the Ozark title away from you. This is fucking. I think once they find you in your hole eating lizards, then you got it. You're not as Devil in the Ozarks is a little bit too cool of a name.
Yeah, how about dumbass in jail? That's who you are now.
But moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We are going to Minneapolis. This is interesting. I'll be reading here from CBS. A former Minnesota police officer who was convicted of killing a black motorist when she used her handgun instead of her taser, if you remember this, during a traffic stop, is out of prison and delivering presentations at law enforcement conferences, stirring up a heated debate over how officers punished for misconduct should atone for their misdeeds. After Kim Potter served her sentence for killing Dante Wright, these names are probably ringing bells for y'all. She met with the prosecutor who charged her case. That former prosecutor, Imran Ali, don't like that Pakistani-ass name, said Potter wanted to do something to help other officers avoid taking a life. Oh my God, they act like it's so hard not to kill someone.
Yeah.
So other officers can figure out this Rubik's Cube of how to not murder people while you're on the job. I could help them. Ali saw the presentation as a path toward redemption for police officers who have erred and an opportunity to promote healing in communities already shaken by police misconduct. Yeah, that's who you want to come heal. Mm-hmm. The lady who fucking killed your son and your nephew and your cousin and your friend.
That's crazy.
If you don't remember, this was the lady who whipped out her gun, yelled, "Taser, taser, taser," and then lit this dude up with his gun. That was Kim Potter.
Yeah, just gross negligence, just completely.
The fact that she only got a few years, however long it was, because she got convicted of manslaughter, implying that it was an accident. But it's like, it's hard to wrap your head around this accident because the tasers are intentionally created so as cops will not confuse them.
Confuse it with the gun, yes.
But that's what she did.
And I don't know if anybody's shot a gun. You know, a gun. A gun is heavy. A taser is like, it's not a gun. It's not a fucking metal weapon. It's a piece of
right when you put your hands on it.
You know, it's a heavy gun, and what it's light. A taser, a thing that's made out of literal plastic versus a thing that's made out of metal, and so that's just bullshit.
So between is she that much of an idiot or did she do it on purpose? Of course, they gave her idiot, so she only got however long it was, a manslaughter conviction. Now she's out. And I guess this is a new thing because just, it wasn't just like a couple weeks ago we were talking about the Colorado cops who stood by as their fellow officer murdered that autistic person who called for help. And they were sentenced to doing a training video. We got fucking, who is that kid who killed someone during the BLM protests? Kyle
Rittenhouse?
Rittenhouse is out here doing speaking tours. Is like, and now we got Kim Potter doing training seminars. Is this like a new career path we've unlocked in America?
Those who can't do, teach.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the official...
What's this I hear about America not having any more jobs?
Yeah, I would never be a black dude taking her class though. She's like giving classes. Is that what it is?
Yeah, training. Yeah, whatever it is.
Regardless, I would not want to be in her class. Right?
Yeah.
You raise her hand. Bah! She's like, he's got a gun. You're like, I got a question, bitch.
Yeah. She's like, okay, let me just grab the dry erase marker right here. Just whips her gun out again. It's like, lady, you got to figure out what a gun is at some point.
Yeah, right.
At some point. But let's keep going here. Potter did not respond to phone and email messages, and Ali declined to show the AP the full presentation. But he described Potter's opening line in a presentation for a law enforcement agency in Washington State, which read, "I killed Dante Wright. I'm not proud of it, and neither should you be." The presentation was abruptly canceled in September after news reports generated criticism.
You got to find a new opener. You got to find...
At least one that's grammatically... I mean, I'm sorry. I know that shouldn't be what sticks out to me. I killed Dante Wright. I'm not proud of it. And neither should you be. I guess grammatically it's okay. Just the copywriter in me. I killed Dante Wright. I do not feel pride. Neither should you. There you go.
I do not feel pride. Neither should you.
Instead of what does it say? I'm not proud of it, and neither should you be. Come on.
Yeah. No, that's
yet another skill Kim Potter does not have. That's the thing. We got to get her some skills. She's clearly not the most capable person confusing the taser and the gun, but you spent 3-4 years in prison and you didn't learn a single craft, a single trade. You didn't study. There's textbooks in there, bro. That's what people do while they're in there. How are you released from prison and have no new career path that you have to fall back on what you were doing before and go on these little training seminars?
That is the crazy part is it's like, you think police work is nerve-wracking? Bitch, wait till you try public speaking, all right? Wait until you have to be in front of a crowd. You're going to get a little nervous, all right?
Yeah. Public speaking, white people's number one fear. Black people's number 2 fear, besides Kim Potter. Yeah, let's keep going here. Now I'm quoting our boy Imran right here. This is the definition of why I decided to walk away. You have somebody that recognizes the need for reform, recognizes the need for redemption, recognizes the need to engage, and still, Ali said, if you're in law enforcement in this country, there is no redemption. Ali initially was co-counsel in the case against Potter, but he resigned, saying vitriol and partisan politics made it hard to pursue justice. Ali is now a law enforcement consultant and said he is working to help departments implement changes that could prevent more officers from making Potter's mistake. Quote, I was like, wow, even after being convicted, even after being driven out of your home, even after having so many death threats against you and having been incarcerated, you just don't want to go away, Ali said. I mean, yeah, I agree. Fucking go away. Like, what is compelling you to stay? God has blessed you with a second chance in life. You know, a few people get that shit. A lot of fucking cops get that shit. Dude. You got that, and yet you are choosing to continue fucking running amok and creating this nightmare for everyone. It's like, just please go away. Go away.
Yeah. I'm mad. Dude's not just he's not like a bootlicker. This nigga is a boot gobbler. He is like fucking gobbling on that boot. That's crazy. He's like, I just can't believe the Vic. Like, nigga, I want to give him a wedgie.
He's a prosecutor. He's a federal prosecutor, and now his prosecutor had to prosecute a cop. And this is, dude, ACAB, that shit includes these fucking prosecutors, bro. Like, they are on the same team, dude. We watch Law and Order, dude. They're on the fucking same team, bro. And then every once in a while, when maybe they gotta charge one of their own, this is what happens. All of a sudden, they're like, wow, ever notice how the justice system is kind of fucked up towards when they go after certain people who a lot of times are just victims of circumstances in America. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
This is the case that makes him question being a federal prosecutor when a fucking cop kills a man. God damn, dude.
Damn, yeah. We're fucked. We got too many nerds defending
Yeah. So I'm assuming he's Pakistani, and I'm gonna say fuck you, bro.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say something racist. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Ashton, what do you got to say to this Pakistani man? Make it Pakistani specific.
No, I got nothing.
Let's just move on now to the next article.
Hope you choke on your gulab jamun.
There you go. There, y'all taught this man well over here. That was good. That was good. We're going now to Covington, Georgia. Ashton will be reading here from KMBC.
A district attorney in Georgia has decided not to press charges against the Texas sheriff after his gun was accidentally fired by a teenager in a Wendy's bathroom in Georgia. Incredible sentence. As the legal criteria for charges were not met. The incident involved Grayson County, Texas Sheriff Tony Benny. Authorities say the sheriff was in the bathroom with his 5-year-old grandson, who was being unruly, was distracted, and left the gun there. First, let's stop there. How did he punish this 5-year-old kid? What? Were you pistol whipping your Why was your? All right, little man. Literally, they're like he was a 5-year-old kid who was unruly. He had to take his gun off.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. He's like, well, I practice a form of gentle parenting where I first remove the bullets from the gun.
He clearly, if he had to take the gun off he clearly was beating this kid's ass whether it be with a gun or a belt, something was getting removed.
Yeah.
He had to have, I'm just gonna.
But that's what made me double take in the article too, was they described the kid as unruly. What does the kid's behavior have to do with any of this shit? Well, if you think about it, this always a 5-year-old child.
Just a little 5-year-old piece of shit.
That's the reason, really. We try and press the charges on the child, but you know.
They will villainize anybody.
The child is behaving unruly.
This little piece of shit 7-year-old was
5-year-old
was getting what he was deserved. You know what they say? Spare the bullet, spoil the child. You fucking
The child was playing with the toys and he wouldn't stop.
Crazy.
So of course I drew my firearm as I'm trained to do.
And it's just like he was a Texas sheriff in Georgia.
Yeah.
So it's already just like this nigga's out of town beating his kid's ass. But all right, well, I guess we'll just have to. That's the thing about things. You really got to just really dive deep into each word because they'll just totally. I'm like, I feel like he beat this kid's ass.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip over that. But anyway, the gun was then fired by a 15-year-old Benny. A 15-year-old. Benny can be seen in a body cam video telling officers he left his gun in the bathroom. No charges were filed. Randy McGinley, Alcovey Judicial Circuit District Attorney, explained, looking at the law in Georgia, there's not one that fits for that scenario. we didn't really calculate for that.
We read through all the law books and we just, oh my God.
Just looked.
He found the loophole where you could leave a gun out in public and have a teenager fire.
Bro, guns have more freedoms than more people. When I was in Texas, when I went, oh my God, it was so.
Bro, let one of us leave a gun in a Georgia bathroom in Wendy's and see how much freedom we both have with the gun.
Yeah, dude. But that's the thing. Like Texas and Georgia, guns are like inhalers over there. It's just like, bro, when we went to the gun range, they did nothing to. All I had to do was give them my ID.
Yeah.
They did not ask me a question. They did not see where my mental state was. They were just like. Yeah.
They were like, take this gun and you go take care of that unruly child over there, please.
Yeah, they actually gave me. I got 2 guns. They gave me a third for free. They gave me a discount. Is
that real?
Yes, yes. I didn't buy the gun. I rented guns for shooting with my little sister, and we went and we rented 2 guns, and they're like, the third one's on the house. And we just went into the gun range, and it was just psychopath. Anyway, but they didn't charge this kid, which I don't blame. First off. I don't think this.
No, it's not that they didn't charge the kid; they didn't charge the sheriff.
Oh, sorry. They let me read the rest of the story. Yeah, okay. No charges were filed. Randy McGinley, Alcovey Judicial Circuit District Attorney, explained, looking at the law in Georgia, there's not one that fits for this scenario. Why did you decide it's not reckless conduct? McGinley was asked. Recklessness, it means more than just being reckless.
I love it. They get all philosophical when one of their own is not. I mean, what does recklessness really mean? I mean, how can one really define such a term? And who shot the gun? A gun was shot. That's all we know. Where the guns come from? God brings guns onto earth, and the bullets, those are angels. So what are you talking about, bro?
He really said recklessness? It means more than just being reckless. What else does it mean? Is it a shade of blue? What else does recklessness mean? It's actually a homonym. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Meanwhile, black guy sneezes the wrong way. Like, we open and shut case.
Clear.
We threw the book at him.
Reckless behavior. You left a gun in a Wendy's bathroom, my nigga. That's reckless. That's recklessness. There ain't no way around that.
Yeah.
That is some that's like some drunk uncle shit. Like that is a reckless sentence. It felt like.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old kid found the gun and then shot it. Definition. Here in Florida, Georgia, we define recklessness. Isn't it? But sometimes, anyway.
Yeah, let's keep going with the quote.
Recklessness, it means more than just being recklessness. It means more than just being reckless. I don't want to say it means more. You have to meet the legal definition, which again is a conscious disregard that someone has to knowingly disregard a risk. McGinley said, saying since the gun was not left in the bathroom on purpose, it's not conscious disregard. So because he didn't mean to do it, it wasn't reckless. What?
There's just nothing. There's nothing wrong with leaving a gun in a public place for a 15-year-old to find, and then he finds it, and then he shoots it. What's wrong with that? I perused all the law books. We hired the greatest legal experts in the country, and all of us are just left baffled at this 1 in a million case where there just seems to be nothing illegal about none of this.
Yeah, this all seems by the books about me. All right, everybody have a good day. I know. It's like, what? This is like the definition.
He's like, I wanted to press charges, but I just couldn't. Oh, it makes me so mad that I couldn't press charges on the sheriff.
The 15-year-old get charged?
No one.
Okay. Which is, it's like you can't blame that's the one thing I don't blame the 15-year-old kid. It's like a 15-year-old kid found a gun, and of course that sentence is going to end with, and they shot it.
I would imagine that he didn't get charges because they didn't want to put charges on the. I would imagine, and again now we're in full on. I'm just guessing, but if they were to press charges on the teenager, they'd probably have to also press charges on the adult who left the gun there, and they weren't gonna do that, so they were just like, I see nothing wrong here.
Listen,
put the tape away.
Thank God that 15-year-old kid found it, because if another person came in and it was just like, if you're eating Wendy's, you got to go to use the restroom. It's either the restroom or you then find that gun. It's like, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Yeah,
I've been shitting myself for 2 hours after that 4 for 4.
Yeah.
There's only one way out of this restroom at this point.
Yeah,
I gotta kill myself.
Yeah. All right, let's go. This is our last article for our main episode. We're going to Klamath Falls, Oregon. Reading here from Kobi 5, Kobi 5. A Klamath County deputy has been placed on administrative leave as officials investigate a possible false kidnapping report. Off-duty deputy Jacob Brandt called 911 in the early hours of Friday morning, claiming he was kidnapped at gunpoint by 3 Hispanic men. Brandt was found hiding in the Pilot Travel Center, where he claimed his kidnappers sent him into the store to get snacks. So they found him at a truck stop, quote unquote, hiding, saying that his kidnappers sent him into the store to get snacks. So I'm imagining, he called in that he's kidnapped, and then the police, recognizing their friend at work, they're like, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, did you say that you were kidnapped? Yeah. Well, you see, they sent me here to get snacks. They sent me in to get snacks. Bro, that's rule number 1 of kidnapping. You fucking get your own snacks.
Yeah. Also,
you don't send them in to get snacks.
Who are you getting kidnapped by? 8th graders, nigga? Who the fuck is get us some Takis? I want some fucking Mexican Cokes or whatever. Like,
isn't it so funny how every time they get caught making up a story, the race factor is always involved. It's always hilariously on point.
The improv teacher at the police department is not doing a good job.
The intimacy coordinator is also not doing a good job.
I guess improv. It's so funny. It's like actually the opposite of the improv course I took, because I feel like in police departments they're just like, be racist. I was at UCB. I got the
zip zap slur.
Yeah, well, no, I went out there. So I was doing a scene. I walked out. I pretended to be a pirate, and who was at the gallows. Like I think I just like watched Pirates of the Caribbean or some shit. So I was like, all right, you'll never get. I literally walk out. I'm like, I'm like on the gallows. I'm like, you'll never get me, booty. That's how I open up.
I'm already seeing the stars align here for a really awful
she said
moment in America.
She told me, she stopped the scene. She said, you got to recontextualize the scene because you look like a slave. She said that as I had the rope on my neck. I said, I think I'm done. I stepped back. I was like, somebody else could go.
I think I'm getting a plane ticket.
Yeah.
I'm flying somewhere else.
I've never been so stumped ever in my life. I was like, damn.
Bro, I think that lady needs to recontextualize her damn brain, dude.
She said, you look like a slave. She literally said, damn, bitch. After that.
That's that hilarious, like, white knight, full circle back to racism. She's like, I'm going to protect you now
said, me booty.
by telling you you're actually not a pirate. You're a slave. You will never be a pirate.
Damn, I'm in my imagination right now.
This is so sad because you can't be a pirate.
Bro, after that,
you're a slave.
I became a terrorist in class. I went full fucking. You get the improv,
and by that, Ashton does not mean in the scene he was a terrorist. He means he terrorized the classroom.
Yeah, I was. Why do you keep choosing Bin Laden? You can keep.
Well, if I can't be Johnny Depp, I'm gonna be Bin Laden. You didn't let me be a pirate.
But that's what's funny. When I mean I was a terrorist, you can name. It wasn't too far off from that. You can name we're gonna move on, but you can name your improv partner any. You get that option. Like if you start the improv scene,
yes,
I get to name you because so I would always be like Robert Kelly. This isn't. I cannot believe you. I would just always because at that point I was fucking pissed.
Of course.
But. That's why I'm like, so this is like UCB and the police department. There needs to be a middle ground. There just needs to be with their improv groups.
Yeah, dude. The 3 Hispanic men. I've been kidnapped. Oh my God, are you okay? By 3 Hispanic men. Okay.
I don't know what to do with that. And they're not criminal. You gotta fix it.
She's like, no, those are construction workers. They're not kidnappers.
Who were born in this country. You gotta make sure.
We gotta keep going to this article, which we've forgotten about, but no, that was hilarious. But yes, man, cop lying about getting kidnapped by Hispanic men. They found him at the truck stop. He said his kidnappers sent him in to get snacks. After conducting a search, no suspects matching Brandt's description were found. So I guess they're just like checking the parking lot, like no one sent you to get snacks. Through surveillance footage, police learned Brandt drove up to the store alone. He was later determined to be intoxicated and was arrested for DUI. Damn. Under Sheriff Mike Smith says he's never heard of a kidnapping case in Klamath County in which the victim was released to go into a store. Yeah, that's never happened in Klamath County before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it fucking hasn't. Brandt.
And you were going to go back?
Yeah, exactly. It's not how kidnapping works.
This guy did not think this plan out at all. No, these he did not think that shit out at all.
Yeah. Did you say you were kidnapped? Oh yeah. Oh no, they're outside. They're outside over there. Why are they outside? Oh, I'm just getting snacks.
Bruh, fuck.
Well, you only got 1 pack of Trident. Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
We all lie to call off work, but dude, just say you're sick. You got COVID.
I got kidnapped.
Yeah,
You're on your Slack. Sorry, guys. Sorry, team. Sorry, channel. But I've been kidnapped.
I'll be back tomorrow. I should be fine.
I've been kidnapped. They said their names are Miguel, Juanito, and Pablo.
And Bad Bunny. I don't know.
I'm silencing my notifications because I'm kidnapped.
Damn, dude.
And the Hispanic thing is like, whatever this guy, they gave him a DUI. Was he fucked up on drugs?
What?
Maybe, probably. I don't know. But it's the Hispanic thing is so funny to me because it's like you learn about like schizophrenic delusions like very culturally. Mm. So like the delusion that people with schizophrenia have in the West that we're very familiar with is like the Messiah delusion, that like I'm the second coming. A lot of people in the West, they'll get that, but they get that delusion. I mean, Ashton will tell you it's not a delusion. Huh?
Delusion, illusion, reality, facts.
Sure, yeah.
For some people.
Yeah. But that happens to people who have grown up under like Christian Judea, like the Abrahamic religion, like it's that. But people who get schizophrenia who are not under that mold, their delusions they'll never have that delusion. Their delusions will be different. So it's like the delusions you have are like cultural. So that's why I think it's hilarious that he goes to 3 Mexicans are the ones that kidnapped me, because that's his culture. The culture of racism gave him his little schizophrenic DUI delusion, whatever it was that happened.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I just damn, dog. How did he get caught at the corner store? How did they catch him? The cops.
He called in that he was kidnapped, and then they were like, "Oh, hey, bro, you know they're searching for you right now." Oh yeah, no, I'm totally kidding. Oh, they're right outside. Oh, you go say hi. Oh, they're gone. Well, why are you in here? Why did they let you in here?
Damn.
I'm just getting snacks for the boys.
God damn it, Steve, get your ass in the drunk tank. That's fucking damn, dude. Well, I feel like that's a good story to end on.
Yeah.
Thanks
for listening, y'all.
Soft void ice, my niggas. See y'all next week.
See ya.